everything about this just like screams like wrong. Like it's just wrong, 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 wrong. Hello everyone, my name is Tor and welcome back to Anthropology. So I hope everyone is well. Today we are doing, it seems, a part 2 of the Gucci Balenciaga collaboration, although this time it is on the Balenciaga side. So if you haven't seen my video, I initially did a video around the Gucci Aria collection, which is where they initially launched the first part of this seemingly two-part collaboration between the two houses. There, it seemed to focus primarily on Gucci prints with Balenciaga silhouettes. I'll link the video down below and in the card section if you're interested in seeing that one. I would recommend watching that one first, actually, if you haven't seen it, just because it will give some context in order to know about this part of the collaboration. But this one is part of the Balenciaga Spring Summer 2022 show, so the Balenciaga Clones collection. Basically, they title it as Balenciaga is hacking the Gucci archive in order to take key pieces from their archive, take key prints, and then modify them and put the Balenciaga twist. So I guess a little bit of context about this collab. So the initial collab was for Gucci's 100-year celebration. They collaborated, or I guess worked with Demna Gvasalia. I literally can't say his name. So Alessandro Michele, who's the creative director of Gucci, worked with Demna Gvasalia, who's the creative director of Balenciaga and Vedma. And basically they worked to create different pieces that were Balenciaga silhouettes, but they had Gucci more or less prints on them. This one is all about Gucci silhouettes with Balenciaga prints. So initially this looked to me like a classic Balenciaga show, lots of flowy, drapey pieces with black and oversized colors. But this one just looked like a typical, you know, Balenciaga show. And then for a certain part, so from 2 minutes and 36 seconds into 3 minutes and 30 seconds roughly, those looks all incorporate aspects of this hacking. They primarily focus, it seems, on accessories, so bags, hats, and belts, and scarves, I believe. So the first look that we are confronted with is this one where it shows the hat and the small bag. They pulled, it seems, from two archives, so the Ophidia collection as well as the Jackie collection. They really took a lot of the Ophidia collection basically because it has the GT Supreme, it has the classic green and red Gucci webbing, as well as it incorporates the GG logo. However, what they did was they changed it, instead of to be GG, it is now BB for Balenciaga, and they incorporated the backwards Bs, so the Bs that go, you know, both ways, which is a classic for Balenciaga. They've done this logo before, they've done it on a few belts, but now they've seemed to put it on this newly updated Balenciaga Supreme print. So you can see it in the hat. Obviously, it's classic Gucci coloring. You see it from afar, you think that's a Gucci hat, but up close, you can notice that the Gs are actually Bs, and the Ophidia bag, which is now the Balenciaga staple. So they didn't do a lot to it. The structure and the look of the bag basically is the same as the original. The only difference is that it has the Bs. I think these two in particular are going to sell very well. The original GG Ophidia crossbody bag, it's around $12.35 Canadian. I don't know for this one if they're going to mark it up substantially because it will be a limited release, or if they're just going to go in line with the pricing and then it'll sell out very quickly. So I do have one picture. I'll include the link of the account that I got it from, but basically it shows all of the pieces that they did more or less in one picture. So they've pulled from the GG Supreme, I guess, material or colorway, and they've done two versions. So they've done the black with the blue and red webbing, and then they've done the brown or the, I guess, beige with the green and red webbing. They've done totes, they've done basically the Ophidia duffels, pouches, and crossbodies and belts. So I'm not going to be going through every item per se, but essentially I just want to talk about the collaboration. I kind of hate it, to be honest. I feel like it does make sense, you know, Balenciaga is all about doing things that have been done before but doing them in a different way, and then Gucci, Alessandro Michele is all about that fake Gucci vibe. He's really interested in making things that could be Gucci, but then there's something off about them, so you're not sure if they're real or fake, but then obviously they're authentic. One thing I noticed about this show is that it wasn't a very big show, so some shows and some, I guess, recent things that we've seen. So for example, Celine, they had a 100+ look show, whereas this one, it seemed very, very limited. It was only a 6-minute video, and half of it was dedicated to this aspect of the collaboration. This one does answer certain parts of the questions that I had in the other video about distribution. So I wasn't sure if the products from the Gucci show were going to be distributed in both Balenciaga and Gucci stores, but it seems like the ones from the original show were going to be only available in Gucci specific stores, and then these ones it looks like will be available in Balenciaga stores. It's going to be very interesting to see how these items do. I think if you're a collector, this will be a very good collection to buy into, but if you're a collector, then you probably already know that. I'm on the fence about it. It all sort of looks like, to me, you know, those knockoffs, or when you see people that have like designer knockoffs that are clearly knockoffs. Everything is misspelled, everything looks just like a little bit different, but more or less from afar you're like, oh, is that a real bag? And then like you get close and you're like, that is definitely not a real bag. That is sort of the vibe that I get from this one. I think them having changed the GT print to BB is definitely interesting. It's definitely, you know, a conversation starter. I think it will do well, but it just looks like there's something off. Like, I feel they made it super streetwear and they made it really, I don't want to say basic, but I just feel like they could have done a lot more with this collaboration other than what they did. Like, everything looks kind of ugly in my opinion. Obviously it's just not my cup of tea. It will be for some people, but it's really just not for me. But I bet it's gonna sell really well. Like, everything just looks old. Everything looks like it's something clearly from an archive. Balenciaga admitted that they hacked the Gucci archive, and it definitely looks like they pulled older pieces. Not really anything modern. Everything looks just like Gucci stuff, you know, but it just looks like they changed the print slightly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a lot of thoughts on this. I just saw it and I was like, oh my god, like these items are they're a situation, and I'm very curious to see if they will even make it to the stores, if they will sell it before they make it to the stores. I'm very curious about the sell-through of this. If I manage to see any of the pieces, I will definitely film it. If I have the chance to maybe buy one, who knows? I do like the little one, the little Ophidia crossbody. I literally have no idea what it's going to cost, though. I don't know when it's going to be released. It's spring summer 2022, so that's not coming out for a long time. And then I think there's just one other point that I want to talk about. So on two of the totes, so the black one and the beige one, they have "This is not a Gucci bag" spray painted on there. I think that's a very interesting picture. It really reminds me of when Delvaux did, like, in French, like "Ceci n'est pas un Delvaux" or "un sac Delvaux" or whatever they wrote. Like, this is not a Delvaux bag. It clearly is. So I'm curious if they pulled inspiration from that collection, or from that, or if Gucci was all about like, this is like fake Gucci or whatever. I'm curious if that had anything to do with it as well. And then one more thing. So the infamous heeled Crocs. I didn't see these on the runway. Maybe I just didn't look hard enough, but I didn't see them. But Crocs, you know, are having their moment. They've seemed to come back with a vengeance, and Balenciaga seems to love a good Croc moment. They've done their platform Crocs before, and now they've seemed to do a heeled Croc. Everything about this just like screams like wrong. Like, it's just wrong, 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 wrong. I don't know if people are actually gonna wear this shit, or if it's just gonna be collector's items, or what's gonna happen. I would love to know if anyone has any thoughts on this collection in the comments below, if you're interested in any of these pieces, if you want to buy any. Yeah, I don't know, this collection has sort of stumped me a little bit. It's definitely a situation, and I don't know how to feel about it, but that's basically my video. It's just a fun video follow-up from my first video on the Gucci Aria collection. If you liked it, please like this video. Comment down below if there's any pieces that you want to discuss, or if there's any items that you want. And also subscribe if you like this content. I'll also link my Instagram down below. It's Anthropology, same name. I post a lot of pictures of me and my cat, so feel free to check that out, and I hope to see y'all next time. Bye, guys.